Chapter 3. The Priestess and the Rogue. You stand in the temple of the light, shocked and overjoyed to see the perfect vision from your dreams rushing towards you.
Rain, it's really you.
It's me. Nia hurries in your outstretched arms, her lips already finding yours like a compass snapping north. You hold her, only to pull back when you taste the salt of tears. Nia. But she's beaming through them. Her smile so bright it almost hurts to look at. You wipe her tears away and smile back.
You don't know how I've missed you, Rain.
I think I can guess. She pulls back and studies you.
You haven't changed a bit.
I'd say the same, but look at your hair. It's so cute. Her face flushes and she raises a hand to touch it.
Oh, well, it's just always getting in the way.
I see you're still beautiful as ever. Her cheeks turn pink and she bites her lip to hide a smile.
Rain, you can't say things like that.
I can, and I will. After a moment, she looks past you and spots Tyrrell.
Oh, I didn't realize you were back. How are you?
I am well, Nia, thank you. The crowd begins to disperse and Nia gestures to a bench across the room.
Let's sit. You can tell me what's going on.
The two of you take a seat while Tyrrell hovels warily nearby. It's truly a long story, but the gist of it is that I just got back a day ago, and I'm gonna need your help.
Of course, whatever you need, I'll be there.
Thank you, Nia. I knew I could count on you. We'll need to find Mal next. Have you seen him?
Last I heard he was looking into an artifact owned by the noble who lives at Thurgood Manor.
Looking into is a delicate way of putting it. Tyrrell, you tried to steal a feather from a flying monster yesterday. You don't get to judge.
You did what now?
I'll see what I can find on Mal and report back. He departs, pausing long enough to touch her shoulder, reassuringly before leaving you and Nia alone. It'll be easier to go over all the details once we get her in together, but to sum it up, the woman who kidnapped me wants to conquer the Light Realm, and she needs me to do it.
So she kept you prisoner for a year?
It didn't feel like a year to me. I was unconscious for most of it.
Oh, Rain, that's horrible.
But we can talk more about that later. I want to know what you've been doing. She folds her hands in her lap, looking down at them.
Well, when you were kidnapped, I came back to the Temple of the Light. I figured they would have information about the Shadow Realm, but all I found was Soluran's influence and corruption lingering everywhere. I wanted to change that to make it a better place, one that could spread healing through the world and repair places marred by shadow.
Marred by shadow? You mean like the Deadwood?
Yes, bringing light back to the forest, looking out for those in need. That's what the temple's meant to do. And I thought that's what you would have wanted. I just hope I've been doing right by everyone.
Nia, all those people seem to think so. The crowd came to hear you speak. You've clearly made a difference in their lives if they're willing to come to you for advice. Her face lights up with a bright smile at your words.
Thank you. You always know just what to say to make me feel better.
Happy to help.
Oh, I have missed you, Rain.
She brings your hand to her mouth and kisses the back of it. The middle-aged man dressed in a modest clothing approaches, his expression torn between hesitation and determination. Priestess, I don't mean to interrupt, but if I could, a moment of your time. Nia gestures for him to come closer, and he nervously complies.
How can I help?
It's my daughter. She's been sick. At first, she was just complaining of being tired, but now she can hardly move from bed. We can't afford to call on the doctor or visit the apothecary. I thought perhaps...
Oh no, that's terrible. I'll come at once.
As Nia gets to her feet, she pauses and looks back at you.
Would you like to accompany me? I've found having another set of eyes is always helpful.
I think you just don't want to let me out of your sight.
You caught me. I'd rather not to part from you again so soon, if I don't have to. Part of me still feels like this is a dream, and if I blink, you'll disappear again.
Diamond choice. Side quest. Of course I'll come.
Wonderful.
The man's shoulders were hunched with dread, but now they slump with sheer relief. Oh, follow me, please, this way. You and Nia follow the man through the winding lanes of White Tower slums to a small, run-down home. Inside, a tired-looking woman greets you with a nervous smile.
Thank you so much for coming. You don't know how much it means to us.
A young girl hides behind her mother's skirts, and Nia bends down to greet her.
Hello, my name is Nia, and I'm a priestess. I know who you are. You've come to take me away to live in the temple.
Sweetheart, that's not...
Well, I don't want to go. You can't make me.
The girl makes a run for the other side of the room, only to stumble and nearly collapse, her mother catching her and leading her over to the bed.
I told you not to strain yourself.
You're taken aback by the depth of the girl's fear, but Nia doesn't seem surprised, only sad.
I'm not here to take you away. I promise. I don't believe you.
Why do you think we're going to take you away?
Because it happened to Josephine. Some people came from the temple to take her. And they took her. And we never saw her again.
You wince, thinking of the stories Nia told you about being sequestered away from society, taught to enhance her magical abilities, even as they drained her life force, bit by bit.
You know, we're here to help you. Nia came to find out why you're feeling sick.
She's going to make you better.
She is? I am.
A tiny ball of light flares to life in her palm. She flexes her fingers and it grows larger and floats up off her hand.
Wow, that's amazing.
So, what do you think? Is it okay if Nia helps?
I guess. I don't think someone so pretty could be bad, so she must be good.
She is pretty, isn't she?
That's...
Her cheeks darken and she closes her throat before she kneels beside the girl with another smile.
I'm gonna close my eyes and use a little magic, alright? It won't hurt at all, I promise.
She holds out both hands, light gathering between them. It washes gently over the girl, bathing her with a gentle glow, and Nia frowns. What did you find? Is she okay?
There's some kind of influence on her. It feels like shadow magic.
Shadow magic here?
It doesn't make any sense, but...
Can you remove it?
Yes, but unless we remove...
So we just have to figure out what magical item and what's magical in this house, and shouldn't be too hard. You take a look around the small space, noting the trap door in the ceiling, sparse furniture, which includes 2 beds and a table and chairs. What's in the attic?
Very little. I don't think we've been up there in months.
Could something be living up there?
There are holes in the roof, but we haven't heard any noises.
So it's probably not that. Nia eyes the girl thoughtfully.
I wonder, did you find anything recently? Well, there was one thing. It was so shiny and beautiful and lonely I couldn't leave it behind.
The girl beckons you over to her bed. She kneels down and reach under. Feeling around, then your fingers close around something, and you feel your legs buckle. Oh! Shaking with sudden fatigue, you pull out an iridescent rock. It throbs in your palm, and you almost collapse completely as the glimmering pulse grows.
Rain!
Nia snatches the stone from your hand, suspending it in an orb of light above her palm. What is that thing, and how are you not affected by it?
It's a drain stone. I'm suppressing its magic with my own.
If it's shadow magic, why is it so colorful?
I don't know. All the other drain stones I've seen have been black or gray, sometimes red or purple.
What's it been doing to our daughter?
It siphons life energy from those who touch it, or whoever passes nearby, and she was sleeping on top of it. Am I dying?
That's why we're here, to destroy whatever's hurting you.
I'm not sure we can destroy it, but if we pour enough magic into it, it should return what it's stolen.
She turns and offers a comforting smile to the young girl.
And you should feel all better.
Fill it with light. Heat it with cleansing fire. Fill it with light. I got this. You concentrate, channeling the light through you and directing it into the stone. Slowly, the stone begins to glow, its color swirling faster and faster until... That's a flashbang right there. Whoa. You squint against the blinding light of pure energy, immediately followed by a flare of shadow that disappears like mist, and a wave of something strange, electric, and unseen. You turn to Nia to ask her what it was, but she's focused on the girl, who immediately perks up, the color already returning to her cheeks.
How do you feel? So much better. Thank you.
She throws her arms around you in an exciting hug, and then turns to her parents.
Can I go outside and play now, please?
Her mother beams, while her father quickly swipes a tear away from his cheek.
Of course you can.
Oh, just don't bring home any more strange rocks. She skips away, and her parents turn to the two of you. How can we ever thank you for what you've done without your intervention?
I'm just glad I could help. You'll stay for lunch, won't you? We don't have much, but it's the least we can do.
I wish we could, but we're due to meet a friend.
Then we won't keep you, but thank you again.
And if you ever need anything, please don't hesitate to ask. We'll help however we can. As you leave their home, Nia looks down at the rock in her hand. Drainstone. What are you gonna do with it now? Looks very pretty. No wonder the kid was enticed to keep it.
It will recover soon and start draining energy again, but I can suppress it as long as I keep it with me.
Won't that hurt you?
Not at all. I've actually been overflowing with power lately. Probably a side effect of working in the temple again.
As long as you're sure.
It could prove quite useful against an enemy, you know. It's better to hang on to it.
Yeah, you just chuck it at your enemy.
Haha, I win.
I feel so tired suddenly. Together you make your way down to the lake shore. As you look out over the water, Nia sighs heavily. What's wrong?
It's just... that family.
We helped them, didn't we?
Yes, but look at how much damage the temple has done. Little girls think we're out to kidnap them. Prisoners think they'll be sacrificed. It's a miracle anyone comes to the temple for help at all. I'm doing everything I can to set things right, but...
You put a hand on her shoulder as her face falls.
But I only have so much time in the day. Only so much light to use. I used to think the light could accomplish anything, but...
Hey. Screw what people think.
Rain?
What? The temple's helping people right now. That's the reality, regardless of what people say. If they don't accept the temple's good works, that's their problem.
It's not like they're being unreasonable. I mean, you know what the temple was doing just a year ago. I've just been working so hard. I want people to see that.
You don't have to do this alone, Nia.
You're right. I'm sorry I got upset. Sometimes it all just feels so overwhelming.
I think we all can pretty much feel that. Hey, would a kiss help?
It certainly wouldn't hurt.
She slips into your arms, her warm body pressing against yours as your lips meet in a sweet kiss. I've missed this. I've missed you.
And you.
Your kiss grows hotter, like a smoldering ember finally catching fire. You drink in her sigh, relishing the wistful taste of it on your tongue. Your hands roam one another's bodies, remapping paths no amount of time could make you forget, as the sound of water lapping at the shore envelops you with its gentle melody.
I wish we could spend the rest of the day like this, but...
As much as you hate to admit, she's right. Though, that doesn't stop you from stealing another quick kiss. Should we go find Mal?
I still have a few things to finish up at the temple, but I'll meet you later. Mal knows where to find me.
Sounds good. I'll go catch up to Tyrrell. That night, you and Turo welcome to the Thurgood Manor after a fashion. I'm sorry, Lord Thurgood is not accepting callers this evening.
Tell him that he has the honor of receiving the savior of Morella. Of course, if he is too busy to greet a hero.
The servant's eyes widen as he pulls open the door and ushers you inside. Welcome to Thurgood Manor, my lord, my lady. If you'll wait here, I'll fetch Lord Thurgood.
Thank you.
The servant bustles away and you raise an eyebrow at Tyrrell.
The savior of Morella, huh? Laying it on a bit thick, don't you think? You have been gone for a year, Rain. There's plenty of time for a legend to thrive. You might as well make use of it. You ponder that as you look around the room, which is stuffed with full of antiques and artifacts. They hang proudly on the wall, lining dozens of shelves and perch on custom-built pedestals. Such ostentatious pride. And here I thought you'd enjoy that kind of thing. When it is open to the public, yes. But this reminds me of the worst parts of Undermount. Why Mal would spend time here is beyond me. It doesn't seem like his sort of place, does it? But at least it tells us a bit about the man who owns it. That might make it a little more easier to get information we need. And what does this display tell you about its owner? That he's rich. He raises an eyebrow, silently gesturing to the massive manor you're standing in. Okay, maybe that was obvious already. Most noblemen are wealthy. I don't imagine we'll gain much advantage from that deduction. You open your mouth to reply, but pause at the sound of footsteps descending the stairs. You both turn as a well-dressed and pompous-looking man strides into the room. Yes, but when someone has a home that's rich but doesn't have a bunch of stupid shit laying about, there's not much to deduce. This is just doubling down. I am Lord Augustus Thurgood, and you must be... Rain. On your parade. The savior of Morella. The nobleman peers at you as if you're an artifact he's considering adding to his collection. Fascinating. I thought you'd be taller. Sorry? Well, I'm quite busy tonight, but I suppose I can spare a moment for you. The savior of Morella and whatnot. We don't need much time. We're looking for someone who we believe might have met recently. Tall, rakish, handsome, brown hair. Movement above your head distracts you. You glance up at a familiar pair of brown eyes, wide in surprise as Mal braces himself in the rafters. What's up, dude? It's been a while. And brown eye, what the hell's he doing there? He looks as shocked to see you as you are to see him. Yes, I suspect you're looking for Lord Wesley of Riverbend. He was just here the other day inquiring about my collection, though he did not say where he was going next. That can't be him. The man we're looking for was named Mal. Pretend that's his nickname. Yep, that's Mal. Lord Wesley? Yes, we're childhood friends, and we've always called him Mal. An odd nickname that it doesn't match his name at all. It matches his middle name. Well then, I suppose that makes sense. You glance back up at Mal, who moves his lips in a silent question as Thurgood drones on. Well, when you consider the role House Sunscryer played in training Undermount's Stone Shapers, what are you doing here? You jerk your head towards him, indicating that you are obviously here looking for him. He mouths something else, but you can't make out the words. You have to get him to repeat it. I just have to figure out how to ask him without making a lord full of himself here suspicious. This is truly a priceless artifact, acquired from a private dealer in Port Parnassus. I'll ask. Was Wesley looking for anything specific? He came in to inquire about a statue in my collection. He grew quite rude about it, honestly, when I told him I wasn't interested in parting with it. I can't imagine why. Lord Thurgood peers at you suspiciously, but seems to decide you're being genuine. Listen, my cover's in good tact. I've had 2+ covers. Kiss my ass.
Indeed, my collection is beyond compare. It should have been an honor to be allowed to view it at all. I must say, you're far from more cultured than I would have expected. I find most warriors to be dull and rude.
Thank you.
I wouldn't have expected that from one with such common birth. I'm happy to be proven wrong.
You ever just want to punch someone? Swallowing your anger, you sneak another glance at Mal, who holds up a leather bag. Statue. He then gestures at you and Tyrrell before pointing to Thurwood and mimics sneaking and stuffing something into the bag. Of course he's robbing the place and he wants us to help. So, my lord, why did you collect all these artifacts? Is it just for the money, or do you have another reason?
You ignore Lord Thorogood's pompous droning on and peek up at Mal, who looks mortally offended at your implication before mouthing,
Help someone. At least he's not risking his neck for money. If it's a good reason, the last thing I want is to see him caught and arrested. Not to mention we'll be the ones who have to bail him out. Mal gives you a wide grin, followed by a wink. Trust me. In this diamond choice cover for Mal. Time to distract a nobleman while our friend steals his stuff. It's a shame, Lord Thorogood, that you don't know where Lord Wesley went. But since we're already here, we'd love to see more of your collection.
But of course, it's always wonderful to meet a fellow lover of history.
Tyrrell barely manages to stifle a disgusted yes sigh, and you settle up closer. Just follow my lead, okay?
I've spent most of my life procuring ancient pieces of the past. I consider it a calling.
Tell me more about the crown spyglass stone tablet. Why not?
I believe that was carved by some sort of first elves. It depicts some sort of ritual.
Frankly, it looks like dwarven in origin to me.
Do you think so? Oh, that would be even better. Such a rare find.
Actually, I don't think we've had any dwarves in this game so far. Fascinating. I've never seen anything like it. You ooh and ah over the piece, all while watching Mal creep across the rafters until he's positioned over the second-story balcony. Just then, as he drops down, Thurgood begins to turn in his direction. Ask about something. What is that? You point to the first thing you can see, which turns out to be an ostentatious portrait of Lord Thorogood himself.
Ah, you have a discerning eye. This was painted by Rydal of House Downstrider, the Elven Master. He did many of the portraits in the palace.
You look up and Mal is gone. It seems he took full advantage of your successful distraction tactic. Which means it's time for us to make our exit. Thank you so much for the tour and your time, Lord Thurgood, but we really should. A shrill, piercing sound splits the air, ringing through the manor, an alarm. Oh, so close. Mal dashes back onto the balcony, followed by a handful of Lord Thorogood's guards. He jumps down to your level.
Lord Wesley, what are you...
He sputters for a moment as he realizes what's happening.
Thief! Thief!
Time to go. He grabs you and Tyrrell, and the three of you make a break for it. The front door? Got to. This way. You follow Mal as he leads you through a maze of hallways. What is going on? Breaking and entering. Well, this is breaking and exiting. Keep up. And what are we going to do when Lord Thurgood reports the hero of Morella helped to rob him? That's a good point. Don't worry, Thurgood stole half of the items in his collection. The last thing he'd want is a bunch of city guards poking around his house. He glances over at you with a wide grin at odds with his next words. Sorry for the trouble, kid. I like trouble. I thought you knew that about me. You toss him a saucy wink, and he laughs. A woman after my own heart. Run now, flirt later. You glance back to see that the guards are gaining on you. I'm open to ideas on how to ditch them. Disappear into the shadows, quiet with me. Using stealthy techniques learned from Mal, you pull him and Tyrrell into a dark section of the corridor and stay very still. Then you hold your breath and the guards go running right past you. Nice job. and the student becomes the master. You turn down a short hall, and Mal rushes to a window and throws it open.
Now, let's put this place behind us, shall we?
Yes, please. Never wanted to be here in the first place. Go. Once you've put significant distance between yourselves in Thurgood Manor, you finally stop to catch your breath. I hope that statue was worth it.
The statue of many faces, it's more than worth it.
Mal pulls it from a bag and holds it up to you. What's it do?
It creates an impossibly loud screeching noise, enough to deafen if you're too close.
I shouldn't think you'd need a statue for that.
It's good to see you too, elf boy. Besides, it'll fetch a nice price. But now that Rain is back, I think I better hang on to it for whatever trouble you're about to get me into.
What about the trouble we're getting into? What the hells were you doing in there? Instead of answering, he pulls you into a back-pounding hug.
It's damn good to have you back, kid.
Don't think that gets you out of the question.
I was stealing, obviously.
Some things just never change. Though it looks like you do. When did you cut off all your hair?
A few months ago. White Tower summers are the worst. Why do you think I try to stay near the Cartesian coast? Do you not like it?
I didn't say that.
I'm glad to see that whenever or wherever you've been, it hasn't dulled your wits. Nice work covering for me back there. And providing an excellent distraction. Lord Thorogood didn't know what hit him.
I've spent enough time with you to learn how to think on my feet. But who is it you're trying to help?
A bunch of people. I'm not just in it for myself anymore. You changed that.
Glad to hear you're not hoarding all of your coin.
Only some of it. Besides, Thurgood has 1,000 priceless treasures. He'll be fine. I'm in it for the people who aren't so lucky.
What I want to know is why Nia sent us to that odious Lord Thurgood if you were going to rob him tonight. To be fair, she said Mal was looking into an artifact owned by Lord Thurgood. She didn't say to talk to Lord Thurgood himself. Maybe she thought the thieving was implied? Tyrrell groans and shakes his head. I wish he would have simply told us what was going on.
Nia's a smart girl. She knows better than to say outright that her friend is about to burgle on nobleman's home. Speaking of, we shouldn't hang around here much longer. If you meet at my base, we should catch up. And maybe Rain can tell me where she's been and how the hell she got back.
Can't we just come with you?
Best not, kid. I make it a point not to get anyone else dragged down with me after a heist. Let me finish this up and I'll see you there.
Mal gives you an address and then starts to disappear into the shadows. You call out to him. Mal, promise me you'll be safe. Now that we're back together, I don't want anything to get in the way.
Trust me, neither do I. I'll take care, Rain. After all, I know what will be waiting for me back at the base.
And what is that?
You.
He vanishes into the shadows with his usual charming smile, and you set off into the city to find his mysterious base of his. Following his directions, you find yourself deep in the slums of White Tower. People congregate in dark, shadowed corners, and you feel eyes watching as you and Tyrrell pass. I think this is it. As you open the front door of his hideout, you're greeted by more than a dozen children. They stop short to stare at you as you stare back. Who are you? Rain, there you are. Why didn't you just have us meet you here? Today was my day to check on the children, not Mal's. That's why you had to go find him.
And find me they did.
He comes down the stairs and is immediately swarmed by the children who pepper him with questions about his day. Mal, what did you do today? Did you fight a dragon? Did you bring me something from its hoard?
Slow down, and I'll tell you all about it. No, I didn't fight any dragons today, but I did have to listen to one very pompous man talk about himself a lot, which was honestly worse.
So much worse. I like this side of you.
I'll always try to make sure you've got the best angle possible.
You roll your eyes, and he nudges your hip with his. I meant it. I like seeing you with kids. I feel like I can see what sort of father you'd be.
Oh.
He clears his throat, flustered, and then grins again.
Well, I am good at everything, this included.
So, you really did open up an orphanage?
Bought this place a few months after you disappeared. Figured I'd keep the kids from getting swept up by the Thieves Guild or starving on the streets. They get 3 meals a day, they each have their own bed, and they're off the streets. Safe. He even hand-selected some of the priests who are on board with reforming the temple. They come over and teach lessons, like an actual school.
Nia's taught me lots of cool stuff about magic and light. He waves his hands around excitedly. As he does, a burst of dazzling light shoots out of his right hand and hits the wall. Oh no, I'm sorry, I did it again. Nia kneels next to him. It's alright, it was an accident, but uncontrolled magic can be dangerous, especially to the one using it. So what do? We practice our meditative exercises so we can learn control. You've taught them well. Hang on, I thought the temple took any children with magical abilities. They used to. I'm doing my best to stop it. If a child wants to train in the light, they can still join the temple when they're old enough to make that decision. But right now, I'm trying to teach them control, so they don't use their light without meaning to.
We've been doing a lot to change White Tower, kid. You showed us that we could.
The words make your eyes burn and your chest ache, but your attention is drawn by a loud snap and a dismayed cry. It broke! My horsey broke! A young girl stands there crying over a little wooden horsey. It lies in pieces in her hands. It's okay. I hate these options. Mal and Nia can get you another one. Maybe even 2. But that's not until tomorrow. Nia lays a comforting hand on her shoulder. You'll just have to be patient. Nia claps her hands together and raises her voice. Alright everyone, it's way past bedtime, so if you still want a story and some magic, you'd better get ready. The children scramble to sit on the floor near the fire, while Nia takes a seat on a stool in the center. Mal props himself up against the wall, while you and Tyrrell find your own seats at the back. Let me tell you the story of Rain and her skeletal orc pirates. Really? As Nia starts to narrate, she holds her hands out and conjures an orb of light while the children look on enthralled. Not so long ago, on the Shimmering Isles in the Cartesian Sea. Oh, that's badass. I like that. Once the story wraps up, kids rush up the stairs and you notice a stone tablet on a nearby table. Is that the lore tablet? What's it doing here? The temple lends them out to help teach the children. Looks like this one is all about light magic. Why don't you read it while Mal and I get the kids tucked in? I'm sure there's something in it you'll find useful. After all, it sounds like we're going to be up against a lot of shadow magic soon. Diamond choice. This seems interesting. Oh, plenty of reading. Here we go, boys and girls. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe for the work I do. The nature of the light. The nature of the light. There is light in every living thing on Earth. It is a spark inside of us all that allows us to grow and thrive. It gives us life. Every moment of every day we expend the light we are given, offering it to the world around us, and when we use the light's magic, its power is greater than anyone can imagine. This power heals and illuminates, making the world a better place. But there must be a balance in the world. Magic is so powerful that it burns through a person, and when all their light is gone, they pass on, becoming one with the power they created. The elves can use their light more freely, because they have more of it. Hence why they live for so long, more than
humans and orcs, but even they will eventually run out. It's unknown where the light originally came from. The elves believe it existed before any race on Morella, pure and alone until it created their gods. They hold that they were the first practitioners of magic for this reason, and we, the Temple of Light, honor their study of the light in our own practice. Etchings from the fallen city of Zaradun suggest that there were other ancient practitioners of magic, including the dwarves and fae. Perhaps they knew where the light came from, but if so, such knowledge has been lost long with its keepers. Light through the ages. At the height of the Elven Empire, the light was used for most everything. From farming to industry to lavish parties, it remained that way until the Great War. Most famously, the field of Teleron. Before the bastion of Craigheart, the elves made their final stand. Many sacrificed all of their light to banish the Dreadlord and his followers to the Shadow Realm. The fight killed nearly all of the elves and turned a vast and verdant forest into what it is now called the Deadwood. Nowadays, the light usage is far more limited. The elves still rely heavily on it, but they are aware of the dwindling population of their last great city. Long gone are the days of endless fireworks beneath Undermount. The Temple of Light is home to all mages of light who wish to join. We use our powers to heal the injured and fight back against the chaos and corruption of the shadow. Light magic strengths. Light magic's greatest strength has always been its ability to heal wounds, both mental and physical. A skilled and powerful practitioner can bring someone back from the brink of death or guide them away from the danger and deceit of the shadow's influence. The light is as its most potent when it illuminates, making fire, light, or even water and ice, which reflect and amplify light. While light magic is most strongly associated with healing, mastery of those elements is a powerful offensive weapon. Light has also long been used in agriculture, acting as an artificial sun. This has enabled the survival of those who live in hostile climes, or even those who chose to make their homes far from the touch of the sun's rays. Drawbacks. The small detriment of light magic is that it relies on a user's life force. Every spell cast drains a little bit of it, and the most powerful the spell, the more light it takes. Additionally, light magic can only be wielded by one who is incredibly disciplined. Logic and precision are required to harness the light, and allowing emotion to cloud your mind makes the magic dangerous and unstable. This is often why those who practice light magic focus more on peaceful pursuits, such as healing and growing. In the high emotions and chaos of battle, wielding light magic recklessly can make a mage as great a danger to the allies as an enemy. Light magic also struggles to affect rock and earth, as such spaces are dark and difficult for light to penetrate. Nothing else. Another tablet I see. One more to go for the top section. One of the kids are settled for the night. The four of you gather around a table. Mal slumps in his chair, clearly exhausted. You look terrible. Always with the compliments, Kit. She's right. You've been working too hard, you and Nia both. We're just trying to do our part. Never mind that. What happened to you, Rain? Where have you been? I was kidnapped and taken to the Shadow Realm, and I found a new threat there. Why did I ask? I know how we can stop them, but we'll need everyone, including Imtura. Your three companions fall strangely silent, suddenly avoiding your gaze. What's wrong? Don't you know where she is? She fell off the map months ago. She had given up all hopes of getting you back, Rain. She was in a bad place. I'm not even sure she wants to see any of us. Not after how we left things. Well, I need her. I can't do this without her. I can't be without her. She means too much to me. And if she's hurting, I need to be there to help her. That shouldn't even be a relationship up. That should be how you feel about all of your friends. Really. Mal sits back in his chair and exhales sharply. I may have been keeping track of her. You have? She's been hanging around a tavern in a village a little ways outside a city. So what are we waiting for then? And before she's like beating up everyone in the village.
It takes you the better part of a day, but you reach the village the next evening and make your way to the tavern.
Okay, who's gonna make sure Nia doesn't get her coin purse stolen again?
I think it's my turn.
It is hardly the first tavern I've been to. I'm perfectly capable of handling myself.
I don't see Imtura at any of the booths. Are you sure she's here, Mel? Before he can answer, a loud shout rises from a makeshift fighting pit in the middle of the room. Imtura? She doesn't seem to hear you. Her eyes focused on a strange monster on the other side of the arena about to charge. Okay. It's like a viper, leopard, dragon thing. Yeah, alright. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down the description. There's plenty of things to do, things to check out, ways to support, and also ways to become closer to this community, this family that we have here. Without further ado, thanks for watching. I have a message, so you can either bounce now or listen very closely. So, yeah, no, first and foremost, that's how I feel. If a friend or really anybody needs you, right? And especially like if you lose somebody, yeah, they a lot can happen to them, right? Nia and Tyrell and Mal and everyone looks like they've been trying to live on in the honor of Rain, and I know what that's like, really. To live on for someone, it's very exhausting. It really is. You know, I know, and you know, I'm just gonna say it. Some people in this community have reached out to me over the years, and they've had really bad times and been really close to the edge. And I've always been happy to have conversations with them, listen to them, help them, advise them. And I'm happy that each and every one of them has went off and prospered. And some of them, you know, will occasionally say thank you. And that means the world to me because it means that the people that I'm still alive for, that I have lost along this journey of my life, that I'm doing right by them. Little disclosure, there's some days that it's really hard for me to get out of bed. But I wake up and I realize that I'm awake. Sometimes I say unfortunately, and that I continue on for them. I continue on for you, if you're actually still listening. Each and every one of you that actually care about this community, this family that I've tried over many, many years and tons of different games and videos and the whole 9 yards to grow, right? You know, I know there's a lot of content creators in the world. There's 80 million of us. 80 million content creators that upload videos. But I can honestly say that I care more about my community. I care more about each and every one of you than any other content creator on this platform. I can honestly say that. I know some of you by your names, your kids' names, your family situations, and the whole 9 yards. I know some of you, when, you know, you disappear on me, I reach out to you and make sure that you're okay in the whole 9 yards because you are my family. You guys mean more to me than my own because, you know, I've went through a lot with my own personal blood-related family, and, you know, ain't much left of them, to be honest. And, you know, they've done me a lot of wrongs. And if you guys know One Piece, then you'll know that, you know, I've watched all of that, and kind of something that resonated through me through this entire experience is Whitebeard and his crew and wanting to literally and figuratively have a family of his own. And that's how I look at this channel. That's how I look at this community. That's why I'm still here. I still do the content, even though, for instance, like today, the Little Secrets book. Oh, boy, I'll tell you. But I do it because I'm hoping that you guys will enjoy what I'm doing, that I know how hard life can be.
And I'm doing it so you'll be entertained, and also so you guys don't have to fork out money for VIP. I'm gonna be honest with you. I cover that burden, so you know. But yeah, I just thought I'd say this at this end of this video. It's how I'm feeling. You guys mean everything to me. You truly do, each and every one of you. I look forward to all of your comments. I know a lot of the creators that I respected, that I grew up watching and whatnot as a content creator myself, and you know, have literally and figuratively said they don't read the comment sections, but I do. I like your comments, I heart them, I reply to them, you know, the whole 9 yards. And I don't know, I will continue to do that until I take my last breath because I value each and every one of you. So, yeah, I thought I would just share this at the end of the video. So once again, thank you all for watching. Love your beautiful faces. And I'll catch y'all later. Peace out.